Everybody, welcome to today's show. Welcome to Advocate Information Highway. I'm your host, Anthony Lorito-Duke. And we have a very, very important topic for today's show, in which it is quote unquote parents who do not teach their kids to cover their mouths when they cough, nor do they teach their kids to cover their noses when they sneeze, nor do they teach their kids to wash their hands. So let's get right into this. It's still the wintertime. Flu cases, COVID cases, they're on the rise right now throughout the nation. And I still see it so many times. You got these quote unquote parents who think it's a funny joke when their kids sneeze, or when the kids cough, and they're not covering their mouths or their noses, and they're spreading germs all over the place. And then they think, oh, it's so cute. They're spreading germs. Seriously. And like I said, COVID cases are through the roof right now. Flu cases through the roof right now because people are not covering their mouths when they cough. They're not covering their noses when they sneeze, and they're not washing their hands. So, so in turn, they're spreading diseases. They're spreading germs. And when your kids are spreading germs, they're going to school and spreading germs and diseases to other innocent little kids. And that is in turn endangering the welfare of other children. So I personally believe that if the parent, quote unquote, is not covering their mouths when they cough, nor their noses when they sneeze, and not washing their hands, then they're teaching their kids not to cover their mouths when they cough, nor cover their noses when they sneeze, nor wash their hands. So if they're not teaching their kids to do that, then their kids are spreading germs and diseases and everything else and infecting other children. Then that is in turn uh, affecting the welfare of other innocent children. And with that being said, my belief, that these parents should have their kids taken away from them, gone. And when these parents lose their kids and they can't collect their social security from their kids, then the parents cry like little babies and say, well, you're taking my kids from me, wait a minute, because you're affecting the welfare of other innocent children, because you're not covering your mouth when you cough, or your nose when you sneeze, you're not washing your hands, and then in turn you're not teaching your kids to cover their noses when they sneeze. And in turn, you're not teaching your kids to cover their mouths when they cough. In turn, you're not teaching your kids to wash their hands, and then they're spreading germs and diseases and stuff like that, and they're getting other innocent children uh, infected. So you're losing your kids now. That's it. And then they cry, "Oh, it's against my religious belief." Tough, too bad. Kiss your kids goodbye. You'll never see them again. That's what I believe should happen. But that's my belief. Because if you think it's a funny joke, and you think it's cute when your kids are sneezing and coughing all over the place and spreading germs and everything, and you go, "Oh, it's so cute." Oh, now you're not laughing when your kids are being taken from you. How come you're not laughing now? Well, you thought it was funny then. You think it's funny when they get other people sick. All of a sudden, now you're caught, you're getting in trouble, and now you all of a sudden now you don't think it's so funny. Seriously, we need discipline back in this country. We need discipline back. This one has been gone for way too long, way too long. Now, I'm going to teach you guys a little lesson. When you or your kids cough or sneeze, you're not supposed to do it in your hands. You're supposed to do that right in this part right here of the arm. Okay? Because that way, if you cough or you sneeze and then people go touching everything, you're not spreading diseases or germs or whatever. If you cough and you sneeze right here, seriously. So it's always important to wash your hands. Always important, constantly wash your hands. And you can go to a dollar store and get stuff like this. Sanitizer, hand sanitizer. To carry on with you. Seriously, honestly, you can go to a dollar store and get that stuff. Make sure you carry it with you wherever you go. If you or your kids cough or sneeze, do it right here in this part, not in your hands, and then use this sanitizer, wipe yourself down. And when you get home or to whatever destination, go to the bathroom immediately fast. Not procrastinators, you know, and people love to do. They love to procrastinate. As soon as you walk into whatever door, boom, go to the bathroom, wash your hands immediately, fast. Seriously, because you never know what you're touching and stuff like that. When I was growing up, my mother always taught us kids that even if you go outside to the mailbox just to get the mail and come back in, you gotta wash your hands immediately, fast. When you say, Mom, we just went into the mailbox. Well, you went outside and you came back in. Gotta go wash your hands. From wherever we were on the outside and then came back in, how to wash your hands immediately, fast. Now we know why. And she was right. She was right. So, and that's the way these quote unquote parents need to do for themselves, and then they need to teach their kids this stuff. Seriously, honestly, I do. But anyways, I want to remind all my fans out there about my website, Advocate Information Highway. The link to there is AIHNY.com. Again, that's AIHNY.com. You guys can check out all the pages on there. And so with that, take care, everybody. Bye.